How's it going?
It's good. We're in the booths. My jungle is gone for this week. Means the air quality is
You on the other side of this wall.
yeah, yeah. And stuck with this stale air rather than my luxurious plant air for our
Your
apartment.
luxurious
Yeah. How about you? How's it being back?
Los Italy. It is good. It's taken a long time to just recover from vacation with two kids, babies. So starting to feel like I'm getting back into the swing of things now. But yeah, I feel like it took me like a week.
Well, takes its toll. I'm surprised you didn't get sick. That's like number one
Honestly,
thing these days.
travel is so hard with kids.
Yeah,
Like I
in
could
general.
easily just stop traveling for 5 years and then pick it up again. Or like just do like local, really local stuff and just avoid international flights.
Yeah, but then you're doing road trips, you're driving, you're like
Yeah. No, there's
white
no way I'd do
knuckling at
that.
the wheel. You gotta wait
Yeah.
till your kids are like of driving age so they can do the driving.
I will when they're of driving age, I will quit driving.
Yeah, that's your insurance policy. They're gonna be the homemakers. That's the idea, right?
Okay,
Uh,
what do we
all
want to
right.
tackle? What's new? What's on your mind?
Um,
I've got something very
a
interesting.
walking trend.
But yeah, the walking trend is amazing.
My God, you told me about it, and then now I've not I can't stop unseeing it. Lisa this weekend was
It's the
like
best.
just giving me updates like this group walked from Oakville to Toronto, this group walked from here to here, and I'm just like as someone who hates walking, like just it's crazy to me. I could imagine running it, cycling it, like anything but walking, and it's just hilarious to me because it seems so mind numbing and kind of aligned with the whole like raw dogging of flights
It's
where
the
you like
ultimate it's the ultimate sufferfest.
yeah, it's pure suffering. Like everyone's looking for new ways to show feats of mental fortitude right
Yeah,
now.
it's become a thing, right? Like
Yeah.
I feel like it used to be really rare that you would see someone doing something like I'm gonna row from row the English Channel or something like that. And now it's like I don't know, I'm really into that stuff, so I know I send you a lot of people doing these things, but it's like people are like biking across the world, walking across the world, walking across the desert, biking across the or like canoeing across the ocean, and then on the micro scale, it's like in Toronto, there's like this trend we've been seeing and following people are just like posting these insane walks that they're doing on Reddit and filming it, posting all the
It's
stats, and
crazy.
it's awesome. I love it.
I can
Love
get
it.
behind everything but walking.
Shout out to all
Just
the ultra walkers out there on Toronto Reddit. You need your own
yeah,
Reddit thread so that we could just like live vicariously through all these insane walkers.
exactly. I want to know what they're listening to. Like, is it Harry Potter or is it
It's the
nothing?
best.
It's the ultimate test.
Yeah,
So,
it's the best.
yeah, it's interesting as an observer for sure. But
I feel like
yeah,
jumping into things. I listened to something really interesting, and I feel like all the news lately is AI related. And I guess it's partly because it's just so much happening, and like it's hard to avoid talking about it. Some of it's really cool. A lot of it's really cool. A lot of it is um, just recycling of old themes and,
yeah,
and workflows and things.
all the
So
same stuff.
I thought this was really cool because we talked about how AI projects are failing in organizations. Like I forget what the percentage was, but it's pretty high,
95.
85.
Yeah, but
So
that's a bunk stat. It's
yeah,
totally a
yeah,
bunk stat.
it doesn't make sense at all. There's a lot more, I think, nuance to that
Yeah,
than what's in
because
that.
it
But
was
anyways, they are
yeah,
generally not returning, I think, and they are a lot more complicated to actually do and do well than people think they are. Like people think like just implementing an AI workflow is going to revolutionize something within your organization, but like you have
yeah,
said previously, a lot harder than people think to truly integrate into your systems and applications than to have like an external um, workflow running on something AI based.
oh yeah,
OpenAI,
yeah.
I forget who it was. I wish I remembered now who was actually doing the presentation, but I was watching it one of the executives at OpenAI, chief revenue officer or something like that. So they just created a new role that's really interesting because it's like, to me, kind of like blends design and design principles and engineering. And it's called what they're calling an FDE, which is a forward deployed engineer. So these are engineers. I mean, the title is forward deployed engineer. It doesn't sound like they're actually engineers. It just sounds like that's the title. But basically the goal is, um, they're actually like hiring like crazy for this role. And the role is you are deployed on client site, you embed within large enterprise clients, and your job is to help accelerate AI projects into full scale deployment within as on-site consultant.
That's interesting and funny because it sounds like old world sales. Like you'd have these sort of solutions people, like they would sell into a business, and then to make sure that that implementation was successful, you have someone on site
Yeah, consultant. Yeah.
plugging things in, setting up the servers, like a very tangible role. Like it's nothing new, but it's hilarious to hear that OpenAI is doing this.
The thing that's new about it, I think, is that like it's a little bit more complex because you're kind of going into an open sandbox, right? Like your role is to understand. So like this is where I see like the design research part coming into it, is like your job is to do the research and to live and breathe within this organization to understand how to even present something from proof of concept all the way to a scalable system.
Yeah.
They're not doing it internally. You're placed there to do that, and their compensation is a mix of like a very high base, but also there's some variable comp there based probably on sales. But they
Yeah.
are technical staff, so I'm not sure if they're full scale engineers, but it's a technical role, because you need to be able to scale AI technically within these organizations. And so their job is basically, it's kind of like similar model to just like the traditional consulting model, like, Deloitte or Accenture or any of those companies are trying to solve a really hard problem within a large organization. So their consultants go on site for like years sometimes, right? Like they
Hmm.
work within the organization that they're hired. Um, but then it's also really interesting because you're trying to basically scale AI projects within these organizations. So it's kind of an interesting, it's a bit of an old, like again,
Totally old. It's so
recycled
legacy.
role, but there's also like
Yeah.
some interesting nuances to it that are fairly new.
Yeah.
Great.
I can see the strategy. It's very much like Deloitte, like the consulting roles that would come in, like you said, and like live and breathe the organization, or even the design consulting that IDEO would do, like the
Yeah,
lived
totally.
experience of
Yeah.
like on the ground, working with these people, side by side analysis, finding the opportunities and the pain points, all to sell them into your ecosystem that uses AI and your
Yeah.
product. Yeah.
They are technical staffs.
Yeah. I think you'd have to be
And
semi-technical.
yeah, I think it's interesting because you're also basically managing a product. Like you're almost like a remote product
I feel like you're a
manager
solutions
and
architect that
developer.
is certified in OpenAI tech
Yeah, but you're also
in a
managing the
way.
success of these projects. So you are helping the clients to tweak and customize whatever this solution is. It's kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
It is. That's
Uh,
very cool. But I think I have a question about that. Like from your perspective, do you think that this is maybe a reaction to something like that MIT article?
yeah,
Because
I just think it's hard, right? Like they're not seeing success fast enough, so they've come up with a model that is going to help them to bridge that gap
scale their
because
own business.
like companies, it's first of all, it's like I said, it's more difficult than organizations think. They're busy. Everyone's really busy. No one has dedicated time to do this work. So I guess if you're paying enough money to OpenAI, they'll just embed someone to help grow the account, basically.
Hmm.
And it's kind of like a sales engineer, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Uh,
solutions architect.
yeah, it's really interesting. think what is design and design research is always so undervalued. Like, I don't think because they're engineers or technical resources, I don't think they are trained in doing the sort of like user research and sprints that designers would do. So it's kind of like we've been talked about in the past how design, some of development and like technical resourcing is going under the design umbrella. But then when it comes to AI, they're still not really leaning much on design. They're actually just pulling some of the what would be like design capabilities under the technical resource umbrella. So it's the opposite of what's happening everywhere else because
Yeah,
it's
it's
still
this
so
constant like
engineering led, right?
yeah, it's like a constant push and pull between like, is a developer like, do they have design qualities or does the designer have developer qualities or like
Yeah, it's so
who's
interesting.
semi-technical? But I think because we kind of passed the heyday back when IDEO first established the whole idea of design thinking, which is it's not a dirty word, but it's definitely like fallen out of favor now. And
Hmm.
it was really innovative at the time because they said if you value design and design thinking, then this can completely reorganize and reinvent your business and your products and your team and how you work. And it was all about taking that ethnographic lens of design where you sit a designer next to a business person, next to an engineer, and they observe, they document, or you put a designer in a hospital bed to document the patient experience. It was all about
Yeah, totally.
collecting hands on experience that you then formulate through business engineering into an outcome. And that was brilliant. But somewhere along the way, it's just like it definitely fell out of favor. And you're right. I don't think people do value design thinking or just the sheer depth and breadth of what design can do within a business. I think that we're still locked into this idea that it is pixel pushing and that's all it is. It's not that we can design a
Mm,
system or that we can design a method. And I keep saying, design is the operating system. You can design a process.
mm.
You're still a designer, right? Whether it's tangible or not, whether it's pixels on a screen or not, it's still design. Yeah.
It's kind of interesting because I think it changes the design landscape a little bit. I think it also becomes a whole other channel for user input into products and design
Yeah.
and into design. So, but then also like I wonder, are they technical? And I have no idea what the requirements are for the job in terms of like the technical requirements for someone. But I suspect that probably they're probably not following a lot of UX or design frameworks for like the early research stage. So it's just super interesting because it's kind of like yeah, you're doing a lot of like product development, design and development internally with a client. So your job would be to find out like where you would even focus on a proof of concept. Like why do this project? What's the need? Who are the users? And then start to roll it out into like some sort of and then have to support it while you're continuing to expand AI workflows and products within an enterprise client. It's so cool.
Yeah. There's a few things that I'm wondering about with this. My first big assumption is that it's probably more of a technical role than a design role. And I think that's problematic, right?
100%. Yeah. 100%.
Because I think a lot of these implementations, what they do suffer from is being overly technical and overly business leaning, whereas we really need to get more at the ground level and just observe and interact and apply that design
Sure.
research methodology. And that's what that MIT paper was essentially saying that 95% of the enterprise projects fail, like the ones that have been thought out like on a large scale are failing, but they're seeing a lot more traction at the grassroots level where just an individual like yourself sits down and says, what can AI do for me to help me on this task? And slowly you build and build and build on that. And before you know it, you're saving yourself like 3 hours a day on a task. And that's the stuff that you have to be looking at.
Mm,
And the follow up to that is if they're thinking sending this individual into an organization is going to really change that, then I would worry that they're looking a little bit too broadly the organization and they're not taking that more grassroots like working group approach where it's like, hey, let's talk to the production team and we're going to send a production team solutions consultant in here to do a design research thing and figure out what their issues are. And then we're going to go talk to the revenue team and see what they're doing. It's like not one individual is going to be able to do this.
But
I think
yeah, it's
it's
crazy. I mean, they say it's enterprise. I pulled up some job descriptions because I was actually curious because I wasn't 100% sure. There's not many people that are like, this is a brand new role that's been created. There's only really 2 or 3 companies that have created FTE roles. One's OpenAI, one's Palantir, and
Palantir.
both of them require software engineering skills. So you need to be strong software engineering skills.
Nah, I completely disagree with that. That's
Oh,
crazy.
I mean, like the engineering pool in the Valley is a lot broader, but as a total general stereotype, I think that it would be very difficult to find someone who is an engineer and also balances all these other soft skills that
Yeah.
are required to be a consultant or a design consultant, just based on our experience working in this space. It
hmm
seems to be quite rare.
I
So
would,
yeah, it's
if
really
I were to
interesting.
design that program, I would have it as a dual role where like, not a dual role, but sort of a co-analysis role where you get the engineer, you pair the engineer with the design thinking role and they work together. They, you know, one observes, both observe, one facilitates. Having that tightly coupled relationship with like co-analysis and co-design between engineering and design, I think that's where you would probably start seeing a lot more successes. But
Yeah, they're
just a
also
flat out
junior
engineering
roles.
role,
They're also junior roles because they're
well, that's
hiring
crazy.
people that like Palantir is
Yeah.
like their requirement is 1+ years of relevant post college work experience. 1+, minimum 1 year. Um,
Okay. So you
so
and I
going
could
going.
probably apply.
I mean, yeah, probably, but some other interesting requirements. Okay, so embed deeply with customers, understand their problems, scope solutions, sequence work, and ship full stack systems. One person.
No.
And you have to do that on probably multiple projects. I guess
Yeah.
depending on the size and scope of the organization, how long you've been placed there or something. Codify patterns, build playbooks, and surface field signals to inform the core platform roadmap. Super interesting.
It honestly feels like grasping at straws. It might
I mean,
just
I
be like
think the
another,
idea is good. It might just be the first iteration,
yeah,
and maybe it works. Who knows? Like there's a much wider talent pool in that area, so mean, it could work. It does seem like it's a lot for one person to be able to achieve this,
yeah,
and like it seems like they would be capped. But maybe you put multiple FTEs in really big companies that are moving faster, right? Who knows?
maybe. I definitely think it is a response to these corporations, these organizations
Yeah, for sure.
bringing it in, thinking they can do it on their own, not getting any traction. So then they're having second thoughts about AI in general. They're like, well, it's too hard, it's too complex, it's not doing it. It's not the magic that we were promised. So I think they're trying to like walk back from that decision and the commitment. And OpenAI is like, well, no, 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 like don't worry. It's not it's not you. It's
We'll help
just
you.
it's so new. We're gonna help you through it. So it's probably a reaction to that, but it could also just be that maybe they are reaching a level of business maturity where they're saying, well, how can we start scaling within organizations? Capture the organizations, like they fastest growing app on the planet, right? They still hold that spot. And then what's next? Well, to grow within pre-existing accounts. So
Yeah,
yeah, it all
totally.
makes sense.
I think it does make sense too. Like it requires. I mean, if you're doing it at scale and you're a big enough organization, and you're spending a lot of money on them. Like you kind of want success, and you're not going to also hire dedicate. I mean, maybe in some instances they do, but hiring dedicated resources to focus on this is just I think a difficult thing to manage if you've never done it before, and a lot of people haven't because it's brand new. So it makes sense to just become a consulting company powered by AI technology.
Are we adding AI services to our company now? Yeah. No, it's a great topic. And yeah, we can't, it's inescapable to talk about this stuff. Like, ever since I stopped posting about AI, my engagement has plummeted. So that's the spirit of the time. But I'm health has been better not posting about it, to be honest. Uh,
That's hilarious.
it's been, there's been a positive upswing.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that there's just like constant design and technology related news that's coming out of things that are
Yeah,
happening in the AI space, and it's awesome.
I
A
know.
lot
And
of
I
the
do.
stuff's going to end up getting adopted by other tech companies too, the way that they work. Yeah. I mean, like, there's no reason why the consultants, most of the big consultants have technology companies that they've bought to help support their consulting. There's no reason why they can't kind of copy this FDE approach too with their like clients that they can really grow within. It's a good model in
Yeah,
theory.
in theory. Yeah. Well, and want to do some unrelated AI news? This is probably going to blow your mind as a car owner,
Okay.
or
Oh,
not. I was just like, I
don't tell
can't
me they're going to
believe,
be monitoring my driving so that it can inform my insurance how much they should be charging me.
not yet, but
Because they offered that to me on my last insurance
oh no,
contract, and I was like, I will not be installing that app. Thank you.
you do know that I think there's an insurance company in Canada where you can give them health biometric data on a
Okay.
monthly basis, and they use that to determine your premiums.
Driving?
No, just like for health. Like you wear a
Okay.
Fitbit
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you send them your data and you agree to this under the idea that if you stay healthy, your premiums are going to be low. It's crazy. Like you know what you're getting into. It's not like they're just finding your data and your Strava account and they look at me like Marcello's not running. Let's increase his his race.
Oh my
Um,
God.
but it's like they're gamifying the health side of insurance. Like you can pay less if you are like healthier and they
All right.
can, but that's, I mean, you just gave me that. You just reminded me of that with your car comment, but I'm
Interesting.
sure eventually. No, the main thing I was going to bring up is that The Economist just released an article titled "Are Touchscreens in Cars Dangerous?" And it just like I
Okay.
just found it funny. It's like we're asking this question now.
This is so funny too, because I often think about, I mean, of the age where like it was totally fine using your phone in your car.
Yeah,
I know you haven't, because you've been in the city most of the time, your driving's you probably haven't driven as much as I have in your working life, but I remember having phone calls, like holding my phone, having like full out phone calls, and there was nothing wrong with that. And now, you've got the screen, and I'm like, there's so much going on the screens too that I often have been like, this is just as bad. Like I'm looking at this operating system, and
it's just as bad. And it's just like it's so funny how slow
hilarious.
moving that stuff is because it's like we committed to putting that in cars. There weren't really many questions asked, but I think that we've all felt it. Like we felt that this was a bad idea to begin with.
We just need it though. Honestly, we need it.
We need touchscreens in cars.
I'm very pro touchscreens in cars because like uh
Ah,
we need it
really?
because of maps. I mean, mainly just because of maps, to be honest.
Maps make sense. I do get that. It's a necessary evil. But
I had a in Italy. I had the worst possible car you could imagine renting for Italian roads, but I had no option because I had my mother-in-law with us and the two kids and everyone's bags. So I had a North American large SUV, so like an SUV bigger than what I drive here, and it was a Volvo XC90. And first of all, love the car. but it had such a cool feature. It had the big tablet, but once you hit start on the map, it actually transferred that information to your HUD, so where your speedometer
Mm.
was.
Oh, you
And
had
I'd
one of
never
the
seen that
heads-up
feature before.
displays. It's cool.
And I was like, this is awesome because like I don't actually have to look away too much. It's in an area that I would be looking at anyways if I was monitoring my speed or whatever. And it had two different views. So it had like a close view on the heads up display, and then it had the map view on the tablet still. So if you had, if you were like second guessing something, you had two different. It was amazing. It was so awesome. And the car was great, but it was so difficult to drive in the country.
Yeah, I imagine like the small corners, tiny streets.
I gotta show you.
Where do
I'm
you
gonna
even
show
park
you the.
something like that?
Did I show you the tunnel that I had to go through for our accommodation?
Yeah, I don't even know how a car like that made it through.
Luckily, it has sensors literally everywhere, and it has a 360-degree camera. Um, I was moving, adjusting by like an inch at a time to turn and get my car straight through this tunnel. And the whole time, I wasn't even looking outside the car. I was literally just looking at the 360 camera and all the sensors to see like how far away I was. But if we didn't have this for reference, I had to turn
Yeah.
into that from that road. It's a right angle, and yeah, the sensors were amazing. I had to rely completely on the sensors and the 360 camera. It was
But
wild.
which you need a screen for. So it
I
does.
honestly don't think if I didn't have those sensors and the camera angles, I don't think I could have gotten into that
Yeah.
done that turn. Alrighty.
No, and that's
Well,
where things have gone. Like all of the
yeah,
sensors,
dude.
Waymo as well. Like the only reason Waymo is excelling is because its sensors blow the computer vision models like out of the water with
Yeah.
LiDAR.
Dude, this car was so nice. It's a 7-seater.
Too many seats.
It's a beast. It was amazing. All right, cool.
All right.
That's it.
Well, I got more, but I'll save it for
Yeah,
next week. Maybe we'll
sounds good.
cover out the death of humanities and a guy
Sounds
named
good.
Rob Hopkins, which I can't wait to tell you about.
Okay, sweet. Looking
All
forward
right.
to it. All right.
Have
See
a
ya.
great night. See ya.